Ho ho buddies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Chaos Head Noah. And we are doing not the Deus Ex Machina route, it is the route. Because of course it is. I don't know how I managed to make a fool of myself so many times pronouncing things wrong. But I managed to outdo myself every time. Let's do that now. So we're going to start a new thing and I'm going to have to follow the things. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Deus Ex Machina. Deus Ex Machina. So we are going to go to the skippies. We're going to go to Delusion Trigger 1 and do a negative. And then we're going to go to Delusion number 2 and do... Oh, we can skip all of this. Negative or neutral. And then we have... in chapter 2 we got Delusion Trigger number 8. That's going to be positive or neutral. Might as well keep it neutral for ease. And then chapter 3, neutral. And then we have a bunch of prompts that we have to fulfill. Which I think will be easy. While in class talking to Mizumi. Did I tell you guys that I'm in the middle of playing Nier Automata? This one has to be negative. I got to the end of, I think you call it ending A, right? And then we got to the end of ending A, and I'm in the middle of ending B. And I feel like I've only just started learning more about this game. It's such a cool game, you should check it out if you've not played it already. It's crazy that it's like, what, nearly 8 years old? I'm going, in a base with an army, negative or neutral. Let's just keep it negative. You've really been enjoying that. We've also had some decorating being done. And... I think I might mention that last time I was on here in Chaos Head, or maybe it was a couple of episodes now, it might have been. I'm now sat around a lot less boxes because we've given a bunch of stuff away, which is cool. I've taken a bunch of stuff to the tip, like cardboard and varied things that are broken that we don't need anymore. And it feels a much more healthier room mentally, you know? So the next one I'm looking for is trigger number 8, so... can just skip all of these. We don't need you, Ewer. Deus Ex Machina. That's how you say it. Of course it is. Deus Ex Machina. What was I thinking? You know, it's one of those things that you either hear a bunch and never read, or read a bunch and never say. I'm not sure which one. Applies more. I feel like I hear Deus Ex Machina. I just didn't even register that that's what it was. You see Sewer there? Flip for a second. Chapter 2. Got to go all the way to chapter 7 with this as well. Which sucks. Goodbye, Doctor. So, has anyone played the next game in the series? I think that... I was kind of looking this up the other day. So hang on. Make sure I don't mess this up. It's during the Phantasm performance. Okay, so I just got to wait until the Phantasm performance. So I think the next one that I would play in the series... Skip that. Okay. So, what's it called? Science Adventure series? The next one that I should play is Steins Gate, I think, right? But I've seen the Steins Gate anime. Is it worth me playing the actual visual novel as well? I mean, it was, I don't know, like... Get rid of the mouse. It was like, 10 years ago maybe that I saw it, so I don't remember everything that happens. But I wonder whether it's worth playing if I've, you know, if I know the story, kind of. Is there more to it than what's in the anime? I guess there must be, right? Ooh, here we go. Is this right? Really? Already? She's looking at me. Where are my choices? So I think it's got to be positive or neutral. So we'll stick neutral. All the next ones have to be neutral or positive. So I'll just keep on hitting neutral, and then can't mess up, can I? Yeah. So I know the story of Steins Gate. So just let me know if it's worth my time going through the actual visual novel, because I would like to do it if it's worth it. Yeah, so the order that you do these in: Chaos Head, Steins Gate, which I have, Robotics Notes. Do I have that? Might not have that. Chaos Child, which I do have. Steins Gate 0, which I do have. And I've heard bad things about Robotics Notes Dash. Hear that it's a bit more on the tasteless side, you know? Similar to how Chaos Head can be. I don't know whether I'm going to play that one. Yeah, so you do it in release order as opposed to the chronological order. Am I looking at the wrong thing here? Hang on. Am I looking at the wrong thing? I don't think that... I sent a street with Senna. Oh, hang on. God damn it. I should reload here. This is where I should be doing the answers properly. Quick load. Here. Right, let's do it properly. Okay, so here we're going to have... Yes. If it's with this girl, I'm willing to get down on my hands and knees and beg with all my heart and soul. Yes. I don't like where this is going. If given the choice, I prefer being stepped on. Cool. Usual Takumi shit. I've got nothing against a little swordplay, if you know what I mean. Okay, so it's going to be yes to this. I feel like this is going to be gross. She's going to kill me with that sword either way. No. Hooray, we did it. Help. Don't kill me. We can skip that. We've seen that before. Nanami, get out of here. Deus Ex Machina. That is how you say it. Yeah, so... The release order... It's weird because the AI on Google, which you shouldn't trust anyway, it says it's Chaos Child first, which isn't... That's not true. It's just giving me the wrong order entirely. It's so weird. Oh, hang on. No, this is just a delusion. It's okay. As you were, game. I'm guessing I don't have robotics. I don't have robotics, do I? No, I don't. Also, I think that there's the Steins Gate Elite. That's not like the ultimate experience, is it? I feel like you should just use the normal Steins Gate and patch it, right? Don't need the Steins Gate Elite version, do I? You guys can just kind of listen to me going on and just let me know in the comments what I should be doing, if you wouldn't mind. Skippies! We've been playing Paranormal Site. Been playing Paranormal Site with Vicky, and we've been really enjoying that. Probably like the best visual novel, or best at least horror visual novel of 2023. I wonder whether anybody knows a good game kind of in that aisle, in that genre, because I'd be really interested. The Shogun. I can't find any new Senna bits. It'd be good if there was like a little timeline at the bottom to tell me which chapter I was in. Oh, there we go, chapter 4. There she goes down the stairs. That's Kozapi. Oh, it was Kozapi. It wasn't Nanami. Did I think it was Nanami before? I feel like I did. It's Kozapi. Let's have a look at some would you rather questions. And have a think about different theoretical situations, hypothetical situations. I don't have to do any of these now. We've unlocked it, haven't we? Yeah. So, on Reddit, would you rather? If you had to save one tomorrow, would you rather choose garlic or onions? Good question. Garlic or onions? I feel like garlic is more readily used in recipes, so I'd save garlic. Okay, let's get on to the story. A solitary train car stood stock still near Shibuya Station. It was a car that was open to the public, with many referring to it as the Green Frog. Aoi Senna sat inside of it. Biting her thumbnail, she looked out the window and watched the passers-by with disinterest. She and Nishijo Takumi had spoken at length yesterday on this very train, and today she'd come here once again. She hadn't gone to school. Attendance was the least of her worries. She was constantly driven by feelings of impatience. As a result, she would often get very irritated with others, leading to her fairly harsh behaviour toward them. Where the hell are you, Hatano? Her voice swelled with hatred, all of it directed toward a single individual. She dug her hand into her uniform pocket and took out a piece of paper. It was a small, crumpled scrap of paper torn from a memo pad. Fun, low, cinch, 40, IO2. Written on it was something resembling an algebraic formula. I feel like that was the thing that Takumi was given as a child, right, or what he remembers being given. The letters were faded and dull, perhaps due to aging, or perhaps because it had been written in pencil. Only one part remained barely legible, and that was IR2. The other stuff is clearly legible, though. It was the scribblings of Senna's father from long ago. Needless to say, she did not exactly treat it like a holy artifact. Instead, she simply kept it close so she could always remember the hatred she held for her father. Senna's family was once a happy one. However, the moment her father had scrawled a certain formula onto this piece of paper, slowly, silently, yet certainly, madness began to envelop everything. Senna's father had once been a corporate scientist. Senna had been just an elementary school student at the time, and while she did not understand this type of work, the type of work her father did, she knew he was always busy. He was rarely home. Occasionally, he would come home and show his artifact. Affectionate side, his artifact. He'd show his artifact. It's a euphemism. His affectionate side. But that almost never lasted even a day. He'd be back to work before anyone knew it. It was not that she disliked her father, but she was a little disappointed to find that she could not think of a single time her family, had ever sat down for a meal together. Then came a day about 6.5 years ago, where her father returned home from work. Unlike his usual calm and collected self, he'd been brimming with excitement. Senna, your old man's discovered something amazing. This is something that reaches far beyond even a Nobel Prize. What'd you find that's so amazing? This formula will change the world as we know it, overthrowing the mechanisms behind its very function. It's monumental. Certainly is mental. As he spoke, he held a memo pad before Senna's eyes. Written on it was IR2. It was the IR2 equation. I spent so long searching for this, I couldn't come up with anything, no matter how hard I tried. Project Noah had slowed to a halt. It had reached deadlock. But with this formula, the project can advance on to the next phase. I never would have guessed it was in such a strange place. I feel as if the divine light itself has blessed me. Right at Tokyo Station. I was just walking by. What are the odds? Have you seen Tokyo Station? The size of that place, it's enormous. There were these essays on display in one corner of the station. It was an exhibition of the Ministry of Education, showcasing essays from a nationwide writing contest. The essays there were all written by excellent students. Did you know about it, or perhaps did you apply? I didn't know about it, I think. I dunno. If you had, I'm sure the judges would have adored your entry. That's not true. I'm not very good at writing. Is that what you think? Well, I think you should have more confidence in yourself. So you found another person's essay? Oh, was that the big discovery? No, not the essay. The essay itself is of no consequence. The only important part is the scribbling on the back of the page. The essay was sitting in a clear plastic display, so you could see the back of the page through it. It likely wasn't specifically meant to be displayed like that. They just happened to be transparent. I'm absolutely certain that the event organisers never meant to show the backside of that essay. The odds of me finding that formula were astronomically slim. I wonder if this is what they call a miracle. By formula? You mean like math? Yes, that's right. It's a very difficult mathematical formula. Pay attention. Can you really change the world with math? Yes, you really can. Everything about your old man's research involves changing the world. Really? I don't know if I believe you. Someday I'll prove it. Just you watch, Senna. It had been over 6.5 years since that day. Gritting her teeth together, Senna shoved the paper back in her pocket. She gazed through the window, her eyes focused on the dull sky above. Undoubtedly, the world would change soon. Just as her father had said, Senna's own world had already undergone many drastic changes. Vileness. Havoc. Everywhere you looked, you'd find more. It had become an unfathomably hideous place. A world like that can't be allowed to exist. I'll kill that bastard and stop it myself. And back to it. Back to the grind. I'll skip that. Would you rather only have to sleep 1 hour a day, or only have to eat 1 meal a week? Totally would prefer to just have 1 hour a day. I mean, I love eating food. I don't want to give that up, but I'd give sleep up if it meant it didn't have any consequence, you know? As long as you felt rested. Would you rather earn 1 cent for every step you took, or $1 for every time you jumped? It's got to be a cent. I'm pretty sure I jump over 100 times. No, I'm pretty sure I step 100 times more, at least, than I jump. So, it's got to be a cent. The stepping one. Would you rather teleport anywhere in space and be protected when you do, or have $1 trillion? Protected when you do. You can skip that, I think. Here's to Takumi being sick. just make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I don't think I am. We're doing alright. Okay. Would you rather teleport in space and be protected when you do? I think I'd just have $1 trillion. Yeah, I think I'd rather be rich than just be jumping everywhere. We can jump. Skip this. Talking about jumping. Well, they're very close to each other. Would you rather have a stuffy nose for life, or ear that feels like it has water in it for life? Stuffy nose. I think I'd rather have an ear that feels like it has water in it. It just feels like it has water in it. But if it has water in it, then that kind of impacts on your hearing, which is kind of important for me. So I feel like I'd rather have a stuffy nose for life. Let me know what you guys think. What else? The Shogun, he's gonna punish us. Would you rather your family be given $1 billion and you die, or continue living as it is? That's a tough one. I think that I'd like to think that my family would rather me than $1 billion even. Maybe they would rather take that billion. There's Senna. I don't think any of this is important. We can skip this Senna bit, I'm assuming. Yes. Yes, we can. See you, Senna. Am I saying that name right? I feel like maybe. I mean, after 80 episodes, it better be right. I'm sure I looked it up at the time. That song starts a lot like One Piece, doesn't it? Da 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 da. Senna pronounce. Let's have a look. Senna, Sena, Sena. I'm kind of saying it right. Senna, Sena. I guess there's more of an A sound and I'm doing an eh. Senna, Sena. It doesn't matter, does it? Okay, so we need to do this again. I saw a sword. Better believe I did. I distinctly saw a sword, yes. Then we say no, no, and then we say yes. Can't take it from here, no. No. And yes. Brilliant. Got to be getting close to this Deus Ex Machina ending. Deus Ex Machina, not Deus Ex Machina. You fucking fool. Would you rather eat 10 human-sized potatoes or 10 potato-sized humans? That's funny. I feel like it's gonna be 10 human-sized potatoes. Even though that sounds impossible. I mean, how delicious are these potato-sized humans? That's cannibalism, you can't do that. No matter how delicious they are. Hello, Kozape. Or Kozaway. Bit of a personality you're using. So it's going to branch into Deus Ex Machina ending in Chapter 7. Look at this, 25 minutes of just utter skipping. Though there was that little Senna bit. That's all it's been, isn't there? Wasn't anything else, was there? Have I missed a bit? No, I think it was just that bit. I think. If not, you have every right to call me a fool. There he is. There we go, Deus Ex Machina. There we go, Deus Ex Machina. That's how you say it, Deus Ex Machina. The 7th case. It had happened again. Another new gen. How long was this goddamn thing going to go on for? Was I next? Would I be the victim of the 8th case? The 9th? Anxiety aside, Grim was pretty much the new gen news guy at this point. He'd been keeping me in the loop about basically everything. Even now, he was going out of his way to link a bunch of blog posts and news articles about it. Seemed like he really wanted me to take a look. Biting my lip, I reluctantly clicked the first link. Oh, okay. There we go. DQM puzzle. The same thing that we had before, right? Crucifixion, DQM puzzle, finger food, no skull, vampire. We read this, pretty much. They're not different, I don't think. Each victim had been severed in half at the waist. We know. There were also mysterious wounds carved into their foreheads. The authorities believe the case is part of a series of grotesque murders that have been occurring in Shibuya over the past 2 months. I'm nodding my head there. Yes, yes. At the end of the news clip, photographs of the 3 victims were shown. I had seen those faces before. It's them. The guys who beat me up yesterday. I'd given them my wallet, but they'd kicked my ass anyway. I'd then fallen unconscious, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, Kozapi was beside me. The 3 of them had been collapsed on the ground, covered in blood. I dug my wallet out from my pocket and stared at it intently. When I came to, Kozapi had been carrying it, and she'd given it back to me soon after. Could the person who'd killed those 3 be? Hey. Yeah, okay. No, definitely not. The last time I'd seen them, they'd been beaten to a pulp and covered in blood, but they hadn't been cut in half or anything. Which would mean they'd been killed after Kozapi and I had left. It had to have been Shogun. That wrinkly asshole was trying to provoke me. Damn it, he really was committed to driving me insane. Just how far was he willing to go? I wanted to vomit. I clutched my stomach as it churned in pain. Was I next? Would I be next to die? It was also possible that Shogun could show up in person again. He seemed to be playing with me like it was some kind of game after all. Maybe he'd feel like sending me on another quest soon. Just the thought alone terrified me. I tried to grasp my D-sword, but even that was just to protect myself from him. Without that sword, how could I ever hope to escape his evil clutches? It felt like he was holding a knife straight to my throat, like he was saying I can kill you whenever I please. Please just let me go. What have I done to deserve this? I couldn't take it anymore. Someone save me, please. Remy, where did you go? Weren't you supposed to protect me? I wonder why it doesn't skip this, even though this is text that we've gone through before. No, I couldn't rely on Remy anymore. I'd even gone to school today just to see her, but she hadn't been there. almost like she was never there to begin with. So I had to find someone else who I could really rely on to protect me, and the first person that came to mind was... Senna. Yep. If you continue down this path, whether you desire it or not, your consciousness must be strong enough to create positive from negative. If you don't, if you half-ass it, the delusions will devour you from within. Ayui, Senna. Yesterday, when the two of us had gone our separate ways, she'd given me that piece of advice. She definitely knew something. She also had a D-sword. She seemed strong, too. Would she be my saviour? If not, I was doomed. So we had Fez first, we had Kozupe second, and then we had... what's her name? Sena. Following day, I made my way to the front of the station. In all honesty, I really didn't want to go back there, after all that traumatic Esper BS. The front of Shibuya Station brought me back nothing but bad memories. Hard to say. Adding to my stress, just like usual, there were way too many people. The area around Hachiko was absolutely infested with normies loitering around. Everyone kept glancing at me and sneering as they pointed their phones at me. But when I turned around to look away, my eyes wandered up toward the towering O-front, the very building where I'd committed social suicide only a few days ago. Videos covering every angle of the night continued to make the rounds on the internet, and they would likely continue to spread across the world for all eternity. Erasing them was pretty much impossible at this point. I was going to spend the rest of my life as the internet's favourite punchline. I was so frustrated, angry, and sad. It made me want to get as far away from it as I possibly could, but knowing Shogun would kill me the second I tried to escape, I was forced to painstakingly stand my ground. I cautiously stepped forward into the train carriage, known as the Green Frog, trying my hardest to avoid looking at the surroundings. There she is, with her ice lolly. Unsurprisingly, there she sat, Ayui Sena, the train's sole passenger. It took me a minute, but I realised that the reason why no one else was in the car was likely due to Sena's own handiwork. She'd used her Gigglomaniac powers, or whatever they were. You again. Did you locate any errors? Shaking my head lightly, I handed her the crunchy coon I'd brought in advance from the local convenience store. It was my way of getting my foot in the door. Here. I know it's not much, but I hope you like it. Oh, no, please don't worry about it, thank you very much. And that's how it would go, all according to the stupid-ass Japanese custom. But even though I knew it was idiotic, not even I would stoop as low as to ask for protection without giving something in return. As payment for her services, I would give her 3 crunchy coons a day. It was an offer even Senna couldn't refuse. For me? Thanks. She accepted it with surprisingly little resistance. Everything was going according to plan. What flavour did you get, Ishijo? For me, it's soda or nothing. Did we get soda? Sena excitedly tore open the wrapping and took out the popsicle. It might have just been my imagination, but it looked almost like her mouth had curved into a slight smile. Man, just how obsessed with those things are you? You're practically asking for a stomachache. Mine's cola flavour. Excuse me? Cola flavour's hearsay. Heresy. It's not hearsay, it's heresy. Burn in hell. Sorry. I'd made her mad. I thought about telling her off for getting upset over something so trivial, but I figured I'd better keep my mouth shut. Anyway, taking a bite out of her crunchy coon, Sena shifted her probing gaze to me. What do you want? Why did she have to be so intimidating? The look in her eyes could turn me to stone. All I wanted was to ask for help. But it felt like the sheer anxiety alone was going to kill me. I was already bad enough at talking to 3D girls as it is. I took a few deep breaths and just barely managed to calm myself down. I want you to help me. What's that supposed to mean? I'm being targeted by the new gen culprit. I told you about him before, remember? That Shogun guy. I know for a fact, he's reading my mind. He can read minds. Minds? What is he? Like I'd know. That's exactly what I'm trying to figure out. People in Shibuya can read minds. People in Shibuya that can read minds are few and far between. They could either be a gigalomaniac or perhaps the people at Nozomi. Nozomi Technology. A company that's trying to control the world using Project Noah. What was she on about? It sounded like she was like some kind of conspiracy theory. But could Shogun be a member of that organization? Help me. Please, I'm begging you. I felt myself rapidly sinking further into despair. I wanted anything to cling onto, something that could save me. Senna took another bite of a crunchy and then furrowed her brow. I already told you. If you keep going, but half-ass it, the delusions will devour you from within. Knowing that, do you have the resolve to move forward? No way, of course not. Of course I'm not. That's why I'm asking you to help me. I can't take this anymore. Why does it have to be... Oh, I can't take this anymore. Why does it have to be me? Sapped of all my willpower, I fell to my knees. Don't do this to me. Just protect me. What do you want me to do? I don't want to do anything anymore. So, we don't have any resolve. I felt her cold glare pierce through me. I could clearly tell how pathetic I was being. So all I could do at that point was hang my head in shame. This, Shogun person bothers me. If they're from Nozomi, does that mean they're one of the people behind New Gen? If so, I can't ignore it. With a frown, Senna muttered that to herself. Oh, okay, that was Senna. As she looked out the window. She seemed to be deep in thought, but she kept chewing on her crunchy-kun regardless. Hello? Not longer after I said that, Senna suddenly got up. Not long after I said that. Not longer after I said something. I guess not longer is fine in that context. Senna suddenly got up from her seat. She was now standing in front of me. You want me to protect you? Damn it. She was always looking down on me. Did this bitch have a dominatrix fetish or something? Despite insulting her inside my head, I gave her a meek nod. In other words, this means we'll be working together from now on. That alright with you? As long as you protect me, anything's fine. Protecting myself from Shogun's attacks was my highest priority right now. If you really protect me, then no. I don't have any objections. It's settled then. Senna extended her hand toward me. I stared blankly at those delicate fingers of her, unsure of what they were trying to convey. Growing impatient, Senna grabbed my hand and pulled me up. Our eyes met, if only for an instant. Having our gazes intertwine at such a short distance made me frantically avert my eyes. She then let go of my hand. Alright, let's move. And we're going to find out where we're moving to next on Borderline Games. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Chaos Head, and I will see you next time. Have a good evening. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye! Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye!